Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to Mining Monday, part of our 7 Days of Fun series here in Elite Dangerous. In today's episode, we're going to be taking our Type 8 Explorer out to an extraction zone of some description and do some drilling and hopefully some core mining. We'll see if we can get that done. But let's go ahead and get on our way towards Jameson Memorial, or at least the Shinrarta Desra system, mostly because I know that there are decent extraction zones there, and then we can just head to the station nearby to turn in our stuff. But this ship is going to take a couple of jumps to get over there from where we are right now, so let's go ahead and get this thing running, and I'll bring you back once we're ready to start looking for our first extraction zone. All right, we are here, and I actually am going to go to Jameson Memorial because, like we all do on the regular, what did I forget? Kind of helps to do mining when you have limpets to mine with. So let's go ahead and get ourselves up to 34C, which was 10% of the speed. We'll get on our way. We'll get into Jameson Memorial here and grab ourselves some limpets because, you know, like a dummy, I forgot. Could have grabbed them while I was at the carrier, but as usual, sometimes that's just the way that it goes. So I'll get in here, we'll get landed, and grab some limpets. Alright, here we are at Jameson. Let's go ahead and boost ourselves closer to the entrance here. As always, we're going to wait until closer to 7 rather than 7.5 because it makes sure that there isn't any kind of input or interface lag that causes the docking request to fail. It's always really irritating when that happens, so I try to avoid it whenever possible. We're going to get around to the side here, do half throttle. Well, I'm going to wait until I actually get around the side here. We're going to do half throttle for maximum maneuverability, because that is when you have the most thruster authority and maneuverability, and you have almost no drift when you're at half throttle. Going to landing pad 38. Get our landing gears coming down, and then we'll go land at the landing pad. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. As I overshoot my target. Come on, land there. All right, cool. So, don't need to go down into the thing. We just need to go to our advanced maintenance tab. Go over to that. We can. I'm just gonna get like 50 because we're not gonna be there long enough to really do much. So let's go ahead and launch, and then we'll go and find ourselves a nice solid Haz-Res to go mining in. Or not a Haz-Res. We're not doing a Haz-Res. We're doing, well, maybe we'll do a Haz-Res. I don't really care what material we're getting. We're just trying to make sure we're finding subsurface deposits and possibly some cores. So let's just go ahead and get out of here. So what sucks is we're also going to have to go and drop by the nav beacon because, sorry, I got some happening here. I'm going to go and drop by the nav beacon because none of that stuff is probably going to show up right here at the beginning. So let's take a look at this, and we will bring up, I can't remember if, is it points of interest? I don't remember if it's points of interest. Where they, oh yeah, okay, they do. So let's, we don't necessarily, well, Haz-Res will have the most, valuable stuff in it, or the highest concentration of stuff in it, sort of. Switch back to the science mode so we can actually see what we're doing, and yeah, let's go check out this Haz-Res area. All right, we've got our resource extraction site here. I'm not sure what the hotspot is there. I'm not sure if we should go after the resource extraction site or one of the, I mean, low temperature diamonds, I guess. I'm thinking maybe tritium. There's a tritium hotspot over here. There's one right there. Low temperature diamonds. I mean, this one's fairly large. Yeah, let's just do the low temperature diamonds. Why not? So let's hop into here. We'll try to land I think I may have oversped it, but we want to be within like a third of the way into. We want to be within a third of the radius of the actual center of the hotspot. I don't know why that's so hard to say. Sorry, I don't know what's going on there. So, because we're near a hazardous zone, it may not be the best to actually start doing anything yet, so we're just gonna kind of chill for a second and make sure there aren't any pirates that are gonna come and mess with us. So, go ahead and redistribute our power so that our max speed is a little bit less, because unfortunately the drones, the prospector drones that we use, just really do not have much of a capability of surviving if you are going faster than about 100 meters per second. They always end up just dying, face planting. Let's take a look at this one. Not seeing any drilling options there. Ooh, that's a nice bright one. Let's go check this guy out. You can just hold the pulse wave down. It doesn't use any energy or anything. This is mostly what we're going to be doing. This actually could be a core asteroid. The shape of it lends itself to the idea that it could be. Let's get that prospector limpet out. It's not very bright, though, so I don't know. We'll see. Alright, I'm seeing some surface abrasion, or some surface deposits here. So let's go ahead and get our abrasion blaster out. And then we'll get collectors out. Excuse me. Don't necessarily need to target anything with this, just put the abrasion blaster. Okay, the little targeting thing. Oh, because I don't have anything targeted. I mean, I guess that probably does help. There we go. So yeah, targeting it helps you target. Sure. There's always that. I don't really do much in the way of surface blasting, so it's not something I really mess with that much. That's our limpet. That's our prospector limpet. Let's get back to prospecting, and we'll continue looking for nice bright asteroids, preferably asteroids that look like they could be broken apart. And I'll bring you guys back when we actually have something interesting to find. All right, we finally found something with some subsurface deposits. So let's go ahead and get that. We're going to hold the trigger down to fire a missile, and it missed. All right, and you hold it down and wait for the bars to show up. I'm going to try to get no more than 2 bars on all of these, just so we can get some decent... let's get our cargo scoop out. So that way our... did I miss again? There we go. You're just waiting for the bars on the ribbon to slide by. You'll release the trigger once you're at the spot you need it to be. And then you just keep on going. The fewer the bars, the more you get out of each deposit. That's the way that works. All right, let's go ahead and pull out our abrasion blaster here. Not the best at this. It just... I just can't ever seem to get it right. Okay, let's go back to our displacement mining over here. This is a little bit more fun than trying to blast off things off the surface there, because there's a little bit more of a mini game to it. It's actually, like, I don't mind mini games. It's just the mini game has to be engaging. Many of you will know that I detest the full spectrum system scanner because the mini game for it is just dreadfully boring. This one actually has you, you know, there's a risk versus reward setup for it, and you know, you actually get something out of the effort you put into it. Is it already done? No. I'm just sucking. That's what's going on here. I'm not leading enough. There we go. You get better at this the more you do it, the more you practice, and it's a perishable skill. The longer the break you take, the harder it gets when you come back to it. So just keep that in mind as you're deciding if you're going to do what kind of mining you're going to do. A lot of this stuff is perishable. The faster the asteroid spins, the more you got to lead it. And if you don't have the muscle memory of how fast the little subsurface displacement missiles or the displacement missiles go, I think that might be the last one, right? I think we get one more. All right, this should be the last one here. You can see the percentage at the bottom under the hologram tells you how much is left in the in this fissure. All right, that takes care of that. Are there any more on this asteroid? No, there are not. So we're going to continue, getting back to our prospectors. We're going to continue looking for bright, shiny asteroids. I would really like to find a core asteroid, but we'll see if that actually ends up being something we can do. All right, I'm going to take a chance bringing you guys back because we got the nice rounded circular one that's super bright yellow. There's a decent chance that this might have a core in it. So let's bring that in there and see if we can get this prospector to go. Get a nice. It's really super bright and yellow. Asteroid fissure. All right, so we are looking for seismic charges at this point. We want. So they're high, medium, and low strength, and then there's a bar that's going to fill up. So as soon as we start this, we want to start trying to fill up that bar so we can get this done. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go boom. Okay. I believe that the length you hold the trigger down determines... Determines... Hold on, I got to focus for a second. It determines on how much you're actually putting into it, so... Okay. Let's look for a medium here. Oh, I'm looking for fissures here. Looking for a fissure. Low strength. Can we get a medium? Well, we don't have to use high strength. Let's do like level 2 here. All right, we're getting close. All right, low strength is fine. Oops, I missed. Hold on, there's a way to turn those off. Let me, Wait, hold on, what? Oh, okay, it takes a second to turn it off. Okay, can we just... Am I not able to do it again? That's fine. We'll pick a different one. Let's come over here. I don't do this very much, so I don't remember the mechanics that well. Try another low strength. We're just trying to get this set up so that it's right there in the middle on that graph you see in the top right. It's just not. It's not going to let me get. I did too many high strength ones. It's not going to let me have it. And we're out of time at this point, so it's fine. We'll just let it detonate. We're mostly just trying to watch an asteroid explode. That's the content. That's the content. And then we just go in there with our abrasion blaster once this is done. Go ahead and get some collector limpets out. There we go. Let me go around this side here. Yeah, cargo scoop. Cargo scoop always helps. And last one. All right. So yeah, we'll just let the drones pick up all that stuff. We got a little bit of fissure mining. We got a bunch of abrasion blasting done. We broke apart an asteroid there. That's more or less what we're trying to get to on this series. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to head back to Jameson Memorial, so we can sell off our cargo. So as soon as we're done picking up all of this stuff, I will head out and do that. All right, I had a weird thing where one of the fragments was stuck in one of the parts of the asteroid, so it was kind of weird. We weren't able to get every single piece. But like I said, this series is less about results and more about just enjoying the processes of the game as much as we can. So, we got to do a little bit of a break. We got to do a little bit of everything except for the very boring laser mining. You know, we might do a laser mining episode at some point if everybody really wants it, but you really need to set your ship up to do that. And I do have a cutter that's set up to do that. It's going to be a while before we get the Type 11, because if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I am not giving the developers any more money. They're not developing the game in what I feel is in a reasonable, regardless of whether I like the things that they're giving us, I just don't feel like the contributions that they're making are worth the money that they want us to give them. So, I believe in fair trade, and they're not participating in a fair trade process right now. So until we start getting meaningful updates to the game, I'm not giving them any more money. That's just how I feel about it. So because of that, that means I'm waiting for the Prospector to come out on for credits. Come out on for credits. I'm waiting for the Prospector to be available for credits, come out of early access and be available for credits. Then we'll grab that. Again, the only difference between my cutter, I mean, honestly, if I was looking at the numbers, I believe my cutter still kind of outperforms the repeater, because you can only have the one repeater. So it's not like you're getting, you know, you're able to do multiple repeaters, and that's able to like drastically increase your mining output. It's either a negligible difference between my cutter with like 7 mining lasers, and you know, a few of them are engineered lasers, and the single repeater that really is the only thing you're getting that particular ship for anyway. So I don't know. I'm not convinced that it's worth it's certainly not worth the minimum of $15 to get early access to it, and I don't know if it's worth messing around with as a mining laser platform anyway. Yeah, you get the new repeater effect, but even that, it's like the sound of it kind of grates on my nerves when I watch other people doing it on their channels and stuff. It's like it's kind of obnoxious to me. The mining laser feels a little bit more like chill and relaxed, and you can kind of get in there and, you know, do your thing. And the repeater is like, and I'm just like, I don't know that I want to sit there and listen to that for even just a few minutes, really. It'll be cool for the first like minute. Oh crap! Somehow I screwed that up. Did we get a fine? Of course we did. Oh, come on. I thought... Get back. Well, crap. Oops. I'll be back when we're ready to go in. I totally spaced out and forgot to request the thing. Oh, never mind. I guess not. Alright, well, let's get in here, we'll land, we'll sell off our stuff, and that'll be it. Sometimes you do that. Steps in the process that are just like, Alright, looks like we're going to landing pad 5 here. Let's get our landing gear down. We'll go into the commodity market and sell off the stuff we picked up. Alright, cool. That's right. We got to pay our fines because we tried to go through the slot without doing what we were supposed to do. All right. Come on. Okay, so now we can go to the commodities market and sell whatever we picked up. All right, so we picked up a lithium hydroxide, and we picked up a few void opals. So again, not impressive. If you were really trying to put time and effort into it, you get a lot more than that. But, you know, we're just having some fun. That's all we're doing. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's episode. I'm going to head back to the carrier, but that's it for you guys. So thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. If you'd like to support the channel, I do have PayPal and Patreon links in the video description, as well as the thanks button just below the video itself. So be sure to come back tomorrow for Takedown Tuesday. Have a happy... Well, today for me is Thanksgiving, so have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you then.